folks, right, another message from me to you. Well, 3 of you in particular, but all of you really. Right, shout out. That's shout out. Shout out. I've heard him say it on the radio. I've heard Steve Wright say it. Now, I love Steve Wright. I've always loved Steve Wright. But he used to say a message. And then I noticed a couple of years ago now he said shout out. And I thought, I don't like that term. I'm old school, me. I don't like anything new or modern. I don't. Honestly, I don't. Shout out. Right. To that end, somebody yesterday sent me a message. Nice message, no problem at all. And he said, I've only recently started following your channel, Grumpy. He said, I've even brought a couple of people over to watch you, which I'm pleased about. Thank you very much. Any chance of a shout out? And I thought, I've never normally done that, but it's weird. It's something I've wanted to do and would like to do. The reason I've never done it, as I've told you before, I am the world's biggest technophobe, and I am. And I do not know when anybody has joined. Now, when I first started this channel, it's just about, 14 months old, let's say. For the first 8 or 9 months, I used to get notifications when certain people had just joined. And I knew when it came up. It's never come up for the last 5-6 months. It's never come up since. And I don't know how to find out now. Now and again, I'll watch Mickey, old Mickey D's channel. The racing folk amongst you'll know who Mickey is. Those that aren't won't know. But what he does on an almost nightly basis is he'll say, we've got some new people on the bus today. He does it in an Irish tone because I can't do the old that. Well, I can, but it's pretty poor, so I won't bother. And he'll say, and we've got this one and this one and this one. They've just jumped on the bus. Welcome on board. And I think to myself, I'd like to do that. But I thought, well, I can't because I don't know who's just joined. I just don't know. I do not know. Now, I think it's down to me. I think all the settings are wrong. I think I've done something with the settings and they're wrong. Otherwise, I think I'd be able to find out who's joined and when. But at this stage, you don't know. So what I'm going to do, the other daughter, I seen her yesterday because I had to have some proof stuff done for some printing for the business. Seen her yesterday, but she lives in that there Ormskirk, 20 minutes, half an hour away. I'm not going to see her now for the next couple of weeks because she's away for a week for a holiday shortly. Tell her I'm going to see her next Wednesday day before she goes, but only for a couple of hours. I'm going to have the kids while she gets a couple of bits and pieces done before she goes the following day. Then she's away for a week. When she comes back, and she don't want to be mithered too much by me because I'm always mithering her, I'll get her to try and sort something out on here to see what I've done with the sense because I've done something. Because I would like to say welcome on board to anybody that jumps on board. I would love to do that, but I don't know when you're joining, folks. I really, really don't. But as I read this message yesterday of this gentleman, there was 2 more that said they've recently joined. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to give all 3 of you a mention. We've got Paul CONEY. Paul's the man. That said yesterday. Any chance of a shout out? That's what he said. He said shout out. I don't use that term. I'll never use it again. You'll never see that term past my lips. I will never ever say again shout out. I'm not going to say it. I've said it again then. And I didn't want to say it again. A mention. I'll give folk a mention. That's what I'll do. Old school. And we've got John Cooper, who's not been with us that long, he says. He only mentioned that yesterday. And a chap called old Gurney. Gurney's got some numbers next to his name. I'm not going to do all the numbers. Gurney, I hope you don't mind that. But I've given you a mention. I nearly said shout out. I nearly said that other thing then. I never said it though. Well, I nearly did, but I've not. So, you've all had a mention. Thanks for jumping on board, fellas. I much appreciate it. I really, really, really do. Welcome to the dawn. And that's about it. Thank you, folks. For everybody that watches, I mean that, whether you subscribe or not, doesn't matter to me. Everybody on here is welcome. Even the ones that abuse me. You're welcome, because if you're abusing me, you're not abusing somebody else who might get upset by it. And I don't let it bother me. I don't really. You know, I've had a couple of people in the last couple of weeks call me after a Kenny Everett character, you know Cupid. Cupid, yeah, they've called me, not that word, I think you'll know what I'm on about, those that have got a brain, and the ones that are calling me haven't, they won't even know what I'm on about. But yeah, they've called me Cupid, I nearly said it. They've called me Cupid, a couple of them, but I can take it, folks, because you're brain dead. You've not got a brain, you're not very sensible, normal or clever. So I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Right, I'll go. I've got messages to record. And I'm burning daylight, as John Wayne once said, so I better get going. Anyway, thanks for the 3 of you. You're much appreciated, as is everybody else that ever stops here for a moment or two and listens to a message or two. I couldn't get that out then, you see, and that's not like me. I normally have no problem talking. Thanks, folks.